It is February 20th, 2022 at 7:27 in the morning. It is a Sunday morning, beautiful outside. I'm not going to be going there though because I am on day 3 of documenting my programming journey. But first, I have laundry to do. So today I am getting started with Hacking with Swift's Ultimate Portfolio app. If you saw yesterday's video, you know that I finished the 100 Days of Swift UI course. So I'm moving on to this one because it really seems to go super in depth into one app, which I really like. And there are lots of different Apple frameworks that are introduced, lots of different ways of using things, lots of different ways of organizing your code that were not discussed in 100 Days of Swift UI. So even though I did really enjoy 100 Days of Swift UI, I think I got a whole lot out of it. And if you have any remote interest in iOS development, I really recommend that you check that out. Even though that's the case, I still wanted to move on to this because it seems like there's more practical, real world ways of using the code that I've been learning about and how to actually incorporate it in a way that's really useful. So I'm looking forward to learning that because I think that seems like some of the most important stuff, and it's some of the stuff I've been wanting to learn the most for about 100 days now. So let's get into it. I'm excited. So a big portion of the beginning of this project, and I've been going for about 2 hours now, is basically about getting set up with core data and actually implementing it into your project. So here we have a couple different entities. The objective of this app is to basically find a sort of a task that you want to dedicate a lot of time to learning or doing, such as practicing guitar or learning to code or whatever, and taking that task and building, the task would be the project entity, and then you would have the item, which is basically each individual thing that's related to that task. So, for example, if it's coding, you might say, take 1 hour of a class for the project, which is learn to code. So then we also have a few different views that we're alternating between being a home view and projects view. Projects view shows different things based on whether or not the task was completed, which is cool. And basically what we're working with is some sample data here. We have an add data button that adds data to the core data area thing. I don't have the terminology down yet, but when you go to the open view, we see our items that are not completed because they're open, and we go to closed, we see our items that are completed because they're closed. And again, this is all dummy sample data that doesn't actually mean anything. It's basically in place just so we can make sure that everything is working properly, and it seems like it is because when we hit add data, this stuff comes up and it's a good time. So I'm slowly starting to wrap my head around core data. I think I'm going to need to use it a bajillion more times to really get the ins and outs of it, but I feel like I have a decent handle on what's going on because Paul is awesome at explaining things. I also wanted to share a really cool way, what I think is a really cool way of documenting my progress before I started actually filming and doing this vlog, which is using the calendar app on my computer and a timer to time how long I'm learning every single day. So let me show you this. So here I have my calendar app, the Apple Calendar app. And what you can see here is every single red event is work. And some of that stuff isn't 100 Days of Swift UI, but the vast majority of it is. And you could see how much time I devoted to it over the course of the last 3 months. I started on November 20th of 2021, and we have 100 Days of Swift UI over and over and over again. And so it's been a long thing, as you can literally see, and that's a big reason I wanted to do it, is because I wanted to be able to look back. And I've been using this Tempest, it's called. So I just, like, every time I start doing anything, I start it, minimize it, and there we go. I have a way to track my progress and keep myself in check and make sure that I'm going as hard as I possibly can over the course of time. I ended up pushing through one more lesson just because I felt like I wanted to and I had some extra time. So this one was all about using source control and getting started with GitHub and how you can publish changes to a GitHub repository on your GitHub account. And this was something I've heard a lot about in general, and I never really understood how it worked or what it was for in terms of what GitHub is and what it's for. But now I have a better idea of what's going on. We have a couple different examples of different commits that were made here and how you can use those commits to save your code at different stages of development. And the way Paul is emphasizing you should do it is sort of at the end of every section of the course, which is what I'm going to do because I want to get some practice using real world tools like this that are really common, because I think those are really important to get a hang on so you could easily work with other people when the time comes. Aside from that though, I think that's about it for me for today. I'm gonna get out for a little bit, go get some boba, I think. I'm in the mood for that shit. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of grocery shopping and come back and do some music stuff and then edit a vlog and then do nothing. So I can do nothing for a little bit before work tomorrow because it is Sunday. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.